Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today we got a really interesting match for you. We've got Shakkoumon with a WarGreymon on the top end, just doing an insane amount of DP minusing in this deck, going against Mamemon, which is all about just flooding the field with tons and tons of free bodies. So very interesting and peculiar matchup. So definitely excited to bring this to you guys and just have fun with it, really. Also, don't forget our new memory marker this month is Narrowmon, so if you're playing some yellow or some Maste or yellow-purple of any types, definitely a really great memory marker to pick up for that deck. Really nicely detailed. This is handmade out of clay by my wife, hand-painted as well. Very, very cute memory marker. You can find that on our Etsy page, link in the description below. Also there, you can find all of our previous memory markers that we've had on the channel, as well as some of our Battle Ready ink merch, like our sleeves, our game mats, as well as our new dice. All right, kicking things off for us, we got yellow. We got Upamon going into a Armadillomon. So it looks like we're going to have a Armadillomon armor package. And there we do see the Digimon to go with it. So 2 Evo costs onto that Armadillomon. Pretty safe play there. Keeping it and raising. Kicking over to the other side, we got Pagumon hatching. Going into a Toy Agumon. This is the one if your opponent doesn't attack on their turn, you get a free draw. So kind of like a double bonus draw. Goes into a Nanimon. Very interesting. Decides to Evo for 2 in the raising area on that one. Just trying to... A lot of the Mamemon stuff is in the higher end. So I guess that kind of makes sense there. And then just plays an Izzy to pass turn. So going to reveal the top 3. If they're all black, will gain 1 memory back. So we're going to see, ooh, an Ultimate Flare. And another Nanimon, as well as a one of the older Mamemons there. So it looks like they're going to, which are they going to put down first? Looks like Mamemon on bottom, then Nanimon, then Ultimate Flare. Really wants to draw into that Ultimate Flare, it looks like. Go ahead and get that in hand. It looks like so yellow should probably try to play around that a little bit, and there they do keep in raising area, and then just goes into the Searcher Armadillomon. So reveal top 4, gets to add a duo color with yellow in the type there. So only target there is the Submarimon. Going to go ahead and bottom deck the rest. There goes 2 of their Searcher Armadillomons, as well as just 2 Armadillomons in general, which they probably don't want to see happening here. And should just, probably Evo to pass turn? Yeah, so they're going to Evo 2 with a Submarimon to pass turn. Now there is a memory fixer, though, so they will get set to 3. Decides to go ahead and promote up. Probably feels a little safe now that the opponent knows they have the Ultimate Flare, so they'll probably try to play around it a little bit. So Mamemon probably feels like they can get a little bit aggressive here at this point. Goes into the vanilla level 5 there, 10,000 DP for a 3 Evo cost. And then just goes right into the Boncho here, so another 3 Evo cost. Gets to reveal the top 3 of the deck, and for every Digimon your opponent has, you can play a Mamemon with 10,000, or is it 10 play costs or less? For each Digimon your opponent has. But whiffs, doesn't hit into anything there. That is brutal. Super brutal. Definitely probably wanted to see something there. Get that security attack +1 if you have another Mamemon on field. Oh, and it looks like we're going to have a DNA here. So it goes ahead and promotes up, and DNAs doesn't even care about the Ultimate Flare being in hand here. Going to go Shakkoumon. Draws 1, and then will recover up to 6, and then can bounce that Mega back to hand. It's really going to set back Mamemon back a few turns there. Now, curious of what their next play is here. So, hard plays another Vanilla Armadillomon, and then just Evos into a Submarimon, gets a draw, and passes turn. Knows that the Ultimate Flare can only take out one of those 2 targets. Here, they're going to go ahead and just hard play a Nanimon. Very interesting call. And then it's going to Evo into that older one there for that 3 Evo cost. I don't believe this one's got any effect that's relevant right now. So it's just going to go ahead and pass turn. Looks like they're probably trying to set up to get back into that Boncho Mamemon as quickly as possible. Ooh, looks like doesn't hit into any important pieces there, so just going to play a yellow memory boost to try to dig for something. Probably really wants to see a Mega right about now. Grabs the rookie, though, to at least Evo in raising area with. We do see an Acid Injection, though, which is a very nice tech card to see for sure. So we'll probably see that. There it is. At least they might have bottom decked some of their Armadillo Mons, but at least they're getting the other ones to kind of balance out. Ooh, hits into the Duo Tamer, though. Swings in for security. Probably not what they wanted to see. Instant punish for that. And decides to go ahead and swing with the Shakkoumon in anyways, even without a Mega. Doesn't die. Don't know if that was their intent to try to prevent the Duo Tamer from gaining them too. But definitely swung in there and gave it a shot. No DP minus inheritables in that Shakkoumon either. Just the Upamon draw if they have 3 or less. So couldn't do any sort of board control. All right, we do see that Boncho now go ahead and come down now. 2 targets on field. So could definitely have a really nice hit off of this Boncho. There's going to be 1 target there. And that's the new one that lets you set the top of the deck. And there's the Thunder one also, but that's treated as a Mamemon, so that works out pretty nicely. So it gets to play the 2 bodies. Probably wishes they had that other one in hand to set the top of the deck. You can stack it a little bit. Just swing in here. Probably going to, go ahead and swings over the Shakkoumon. Get that control. You really don't want your opponent getting a hold of a Mega and getting that as an inheritable. And then goes into another Boncho. Wow. All right. Did have to get rid of 1 target on field, though. We do see a Boncho, unfortunately, has too high of a play cost, so can't play that one. But could play the other one, I believe. Wasn't there? Maybe I missed. Yeah, they did. All right. And then we're going to see a promotion up of a Mamemon. Going to Evo here into a Shakkoumon. So one Submary being the yellow, the other Submary being the blue target. So we'll go ahead and bounce back yet another Boncho to hand. Goes ahead and pops the memory boost. We might have a Mega coming into play now. We'll have to see here. Do we have any inheritables on that? Looks like just the Shakkoumon and the Upamon. So goes into the black WarGreymon finally. So we should see some board control here. It looks like they're going to go ahead and swing, unsuspend, delete the level 4, and use the Shakkoumon to lower the Boncho by 3k, so the WarGreymon could swing over. And it's going to swing a second time here. Shakkoumon probably lowering the 1 by 3,000. Not enough to actually kill it, though. Ooh, but hits into a security Digimon in the form of Nanimon. Probably not what they wanted to see. Goes ahead and just passes turn. Doesn't want to stick a body for that Duo Tamer. I guess, you can't really blame them too much there. I think the only thing we could have maybe saw was like a Valder arm, which would have been really, really wild to see Valder arm at this point. Here we see the Boncho coming down yet again for, oh golly, is this the 3rd time we've seen this card now? One went to trash earlier that got hit off of a Boncho. So we'll see if he whiffs again here or hits. Does manage to get the hit just barely there. Again, doesn't have the not drawing into it, so keeps hard playing this one. This is really the one you want to win Digivolve because it sets back your deck a little bit, refills it. Goes ahead and swings in though and crashes into the WarGreymon, probably for the best. That has some crazy board control that you really just don't want to see in play here. Goes ahead and swings in, hits into a Duo Tamer. Not the worst because the security is so high there, so they won't really get any good benefits off of it for a while. Not really a tamer you want to see when you're ahead. Definitely a tamer you like from when you're going, coming. I don't know how to word that not to sound bad. Moving on, anyways, we see Patamon coming down in raising area, allows them to play the Ice Wall, and then evos into the Angemon to pass turn for 3, puts the opponent to 3 because that Izzy. Ooh, very, very nice play. With the 3 bodies on field, it's not enough for game, but still, that could have been 3 easy checks, so you definitely want to control that while you can, especially if you're planning to control the board through your DP minusing on like a following turn. Looks like they're going to evo back into that the level 5 vanilla again. This is at 10,000 DP Mamemon. And then just going to eat the ice wall and just take one swing here. Doesn't want to overextend any further than they already have and just get a free hit into security here. That does put lethal on board next turn, though, so probably why they wanted to go ahead and do that. It was worth the risk, or worth passing turn, I should say, to give them lethal. Looks like we're going to see that Angemon get promoted here. This is the one when it digivolves, if you have 3 or less, you can recovery 1. We're going to see that Ankylomon get played, and the Patamon will trigger here, so turn will pass, but the Patamon will allow the DNA Digivolve. We see a Chimeramon come down, grabs the Shakkoumon to put underneath as an inheritable, because that inheritable is really, really fantastic. And then we will see that Angemon, that Angemon trigger, because it Digivolved, will get to recovery 1. Very, very spicy play there for sure. Does keep them out of lethal, though. I think that's the important takeaway. All right, looks like they're going to just go ahead and go on the offense, though. They've got 4 bodies on field. There's 4 security. Maybe they've got a hybrid in hand, possibly. Looks like they're swinging in. Might be trying to trigger those Pagumons. So swinging with these low DP, probably trying to get them to die so they can maybe hit into a Pagumon. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to start swinging with everything at this point. Ooh, but hits into a Wyvern's Breath. Definitely not what you're hoping to see. So that gets rid of their last swing there. I don't think they had game either way, though. And then just decides the ultimate flare here. So going to just clear that body off field before it can do any sorts of damage. Ouch. Does now get all that memory, though. The 2 Duo Tamers, they're going to bump them up to 9 memory. Ouch. That's a... hope it was worth it kind of play. Now, you did clear the field, so it's very difficult for them to get much aggro on field with something like this. But we're going to hard play the Angemon, go down to 4, and goes into another Ankylomon. This is 3 play cost because there's a blue on field, and still on their turn, so going to DNA into a second Chimeramon. Probably going to grab that Shakkoumon back again, just because that's probably the best inheritable I think you could probably have, except for maybe like an Ubamon to have some draws. But yeah, the Shakkoumon being able to minus 3k, pretty solid there. Decides to go ahead and swing. Going to swing over that level 5 there. Uses the Duo Tamer to kill off the... Toy Agumon that only has 1,000, and then they'll trigger both the Shakkoumon and the Ankylomon to minus 6k on that other target there. We do see the Pagumon go ahead and trigger, though. So, wow, look at that. Full board clear off of just a Chimeramon. That's pretty wild there. Yeah, I mean, good for them. Didn't even really need that DP minus either, the 3k, so... and then just evos into a WarGreymon to pass turn. Probably just trying to set up some sort of lethal play at this point. Maybe they have a Tamer as well. Or not a Tamer, a hybrid to go on top of a Tamer. Here they're going to go ahead and we're going to see the Nanimon get evoed for 1 in raising area. Should have just flooded the field, though, with rookies. So they're going to pass turn here. So they had the rookie and raising. If they played they played the Numamon and another rookie on field, the WarGreymon could use the Shakkoumon to clear 1. Doesn't get the Ankylomon because there's not a blue on field. If they use the WarGreymon, they would have lowered their own security. I guess it just depends on what they hard played. Ooh, hits into an ultimate flare, though. Will not get that second swing off, it doesn't look like. Oh, it looks like they didn't want to go for it anyway. Didn't want to risk lowering their own security. So we'll de-digivolve, but the Angemon is too big to kill. So they're going to go into a Digimon in raising area, just keep protected there. All right, so we're going to see... oh, no cards left in deck, though. That was their last card right there, that draw for turn. Oh, that feels so bad. Goes into a Boncho. Literally no targets in the deck to even reveal, because they haven't got to use the level 5 that stacks the deck at all this whole game. they keep hitting it and playing it for free. So swings into security here, doesn't get security attack +1 because there's no other Mamemon on field. Wow, what a bummer for sure. And just basically conceding at this point, plays the 9-cost option, which again, there's no targets left in deck, so completely irrelevant. So they could just pass turn here, but decides to just play it out anyways, just to see how far they can go with it. Goes and promotes up that Digimon here. Probably see, goes into a TK. Looks like they're digging for something. Might be missing a level 5. We have seen 2 Chimeras and what, 2? Oh, the last one there in raising goes ahead and pulls out, or in security, pulls out the Shakkoumon. Gets the TK recovery there. So then we'll probably DNA into the Shakkoumon. Goodness, this is so unfair. Yep, so we see that for 0 Evo. And then we'll get the Angemon recovery as well as the Shakkoumon recovery. Wow, that's absurd. Just more insult to injury. We're so close, it's so far away. So we'll Evo into the WarGreymon here, going to attempt to swing twice. So swing in, use the WarGreymon to DP minus and the Shakkoumon to DP minus. Oh, the 2 Shakkoumons. My bad. Because there's one underneath as well from, why? Oh, that's from the Chimeramon earlier the Chimeramon that got de-digivolved put that one Shakkoumon. So swings in and hits just into a tamer. Oh, but uses their tamer, the on-deletion there of their level 5 to draw a card. Unfortunately, no cards left in deck. So did manage to take it even without needing deck out. So would have just an insane game for sure. That was so wild. Now we won't be doing individual deck profiles of these this week. So instead we'll just be settling for this little tidbit here at the end. First we got the Shakkoumon WarGreymon list. We see the Kazuchimon in there for that recovery. It's like the deck is basically revolving around swinging multiple times with WarGreymon, triggering those inheritables to do as much DP minusing as possible and controlling the board while putting in damage, and using the Shakkoumon and Angemon to get some recovery to make up for that, as well as the Kazuchimon. So we also see the Acid Injection and the Blinding Ray. So between those 3 cards, the WarGreymon, Blinding Ray, and Acid Injection, that's a lot of reducing your own security. So it makes sense that we see like the Kazuchimon in there to kind of help bring it back a little bit. So pretty spicy for sure, especially if you have a TK and you go Blinding Ray, right? Lower yourself down to 0 security, but go up to 5. Go Kazuchimon for 5 Evo. Go all the way back up to 3 security, and it's still your turn to swing with the Kazuchimon. It's a pretty interesting combo that you can do there for sure. And then everything else, it looks like it's just built for going into Shakkoumon and Chimeramon both, just as much as possible for free, and then going into the WarGreymon and just starting to swing like mad in general. The Armadillomon package, so we see Digimon and the Submarimon. Submarimon also being a 4 play cost, not too bad, honestly. So you could promote up like any of these other guys out. I mean, really, the Submarimon for 4 and then the Ankylomon for 3. I mean, that's 7 to go into a level 5 that can immediately attack. That's not bad at all. That's a pretty low investment for sure. I mean, not even Pyuldramon can get away with anything that low. So pretty cool plays for sure. And then we got the Mamemon deck there. Definitely interesting. We really probably needed more to catch Mamemon. Probably didn't anticipate milling such an insane amount of cards. Also, 4 of the Senbone, probably a little overkill in hindsight. The Izzy, I see the point of the Izzy because you want to set up to guarantee the Boncho can go off. So I guess the Izzy does make sense in that regard, so you can guarantee that you'll get a hit off of the Boncho a little bit, similar to how Edamon played in the past of setting up the top of your deck to guarantee that you can get those hits off. And then it looks like it's just kind of turboing into it, so we're seeing three drop level 4s to then just go into the level 5s with, and then straight into the Bonchos. And it looks like the lower end stuff here is just looks like just kind of generic cheap black stuff here. So we see the toy Agumon. It's just always good generic. The toy Agumon with the reboot is a weird call because there's no blockers here. So I don't know why they would want the reboot. I think you just want to maximize that on the Chumon as well as the Chikurimon. If you're just hard playing these level 4s, then go for the rookies that you don't really care about the inheritables. I would say like the on plays and stuff like that probably would make a little bit more sense if you're just going to go ham with these 3 play cost level 4s. And then, yeah, you're just going to turbo into your Boncho as fast as possible after that. So, yeah, very interesting deck. Kind of curious to see, like, just how other people take this deck and what they want to do with it. And just kind of, how other people go about doing it. There's definitely, some synergy here. I just don't know how competitive it would be, though. In maybe in a vacuum, it looks good on paper.